Mr. Vice President, we regret that India failed to accept several key recommendations related to some of the most serious human rights concerns in the country. These include India's failure to support a large number of recommendations related to the Foreign Contributions Regulation Act, which continues to be systematically used to harass and intimidate civil society organizations. Similarly, India continues to ignore the broad range of concerns related to Armed Forces Special Powers Act and Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, reflected in the recommendations to repeal or amend these laws. We acknowledge that India accepted a recommendation to adopt a new law on human rights defenders. However, we note that a new legislation is not necessary to end the ongoing use of existing legislation, such as the UPR and FCRA, to harass, intimidate, or arbitrarily detain defenders on politically motivated grounds. A new HRD law is meaningless as long as these laws remain in force, and they must be repealed or amended as a first step towards meaningful protections of human rights and fundamental freedoms, and to create a safe environment for HRDs, journalists, and civil society. We are disappointed that India has rejected the recommendations on the human rights crisis in Jammu and Kashmir, which points to the government's denial of the serious human rights implications of its policies, including heavy militarization in the region. We urge India to provide the OHCHR and independent human rights observers unfettered access to Jammu and Kashmir in line with the recommendations of the previous OHCHR reports. We urge India to reconsider its position on the large number of recommendations to abolish the death penalty and to make a serious commitment to ratify the UN Convention Against Torture. Finally, we call on India to take meaningful action in line with UPR recommendations to combat and prevent increasing hate speech and incitement to violence against minorities, especially Muslims, often by Hindu nationalist leaders, with complete impunity. I thank you.
Merci.